and shine. Grab your coffee cup, come spend some time. I know it's early, the start of a new day. No need to worry, it's Local Cafe. Rise and shine, baby, wake and bake. Clear out your mind, baby, just take a break. Local Cafe. Chill out with us today.
Big Show, A1 is not goated. I literally interrupted the song to tell you that A1 is trash. Get the shit out of my house. You ruined the intro. I fucking can't. Go buy a fucking t-shirt. I'm continuing the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching what used to be the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest until fucking Big Show came in here and was talking shit about steak sauce. Like, hey, Ken, put A1 steak sauce on your shit. Hey, Ken, put it on your fries. Hey, Ken, put it on your potatoes. Hey, Ken, just take a shot of it. I can't. Anyways, welcome to the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest, the entire LCU. You're watching Local Cafe. So, yes, I have the green screen. It appears to be working. What's kind of funny is, like, so I'm in Discord. Beans can see me, but OBS just has me. And then when I come into live on air or whatever, or like live stream, it's going to reverse me. So that'll be fun. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see if this works. We are in it to win it. Are we here? I think we're here. Good morning, Beans.
Good morning.
Yeah, I think we're good.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm awesome. My green screen works. You know what happened, Beans? This is what happened.
What happened?
There's a little gear next to the virtual camera. So I clicked it. And then I guess you have to set what scene and source it's going to take the camera from. Now, jump cut drama. Duck Savannah, beautiful. Oh, it's coffee time. A1 is garbage. You damn right, Doug. You damn right. Thank you. So anyways, Jump Cut Drama said I have to go into OBS, create just a scene and source with just the camera and nothing else. So I did that. And then I saw the settings in virtual camera. I said, we may be onto something here. So I did all that. And I was like, oh man, it works. So we have a green screen now, chat. Cafe always improving. I hit my head on something last night at work. I have no idea what it was. I got this like red dot on my forehead, kind of like a laser crosshair. So if my brains just hit
the haters.
If my brains hit the green screen behind me, you know what happened, Beans? I died doing what I love on Local Cafe. Yes, Junk Up Drama. Thank you so much for helping me out. You're an amazing human being. Well, anyways, Beans, let's get off the subject at hand. What do we have in the cup?
What do we have in the cup? We have a little bit of Bustelo with a little bit of the Cafe du Monde. Banana slice. Go fuck yourself.
Ooh.
A little bit of Bustelo, a little bit of the Cafe du Monde. It is too early in the morning for somebody to be complaining about my green screen so damn much.
So, to defend you, banana slice. Here's the funny part. I was using NVIDIA Broadcast, and y'all would not see the microphone, and then it would randomly come up. Like if I did this, the microphone would show up, but if I did this, it would just disappear. So, there it is. Where do we get the cafe coffee? All right, so I'm gonna hit up Keemstar today after the show. We're going to get this figured out. Where's the coffee? Because people are asking for the coffee. People are demanding the coffee. People want the coffee. But until then, go buy my t-shirt. The I Can't t-shirt from Ken. I will be doing a awesome giveaway for the t-shirt to a awesome person. I will be buying either a 2X or a 3X. And what I will be doing is I will put it on. I will wear it during the show. And then I will literally sign it on stream. Dedicated to the person. I'm trying to pull up the store. But yeah, I don't
get your stank on it.
Oh yeah. If we're doing a giveaway, we're doing a giveaway, Beans.
Well, Cynical Devil is going to be very happy to see that.
So
You got your stank on it.
Oh yeah. I will not shower for like 2 days. We're gonna put this on. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna sign it. Then I'm gonna send it. So yes, everybody, make sure you grab your I Can't t-shirt all the way up to 5X for you fat fucks. And, sizes for everybody. But yeah, so we're going extra small, which I don't even know if Beans could fit an extra small at this point. And all the way to 5.
Wait. What is going on? Or what is these shoots? These like what is it called? These like strays
one-liners.
that I'm catching
strays,
right now.
Strays, yeah. Nah, I'm just fucking around, Beans. I'm just fucking around.
People are saying, Beans, are you okay? You seem quiet. I legit just walked through that door. I just walked through it. I just came home from work. I'm tired.
Yep.
But we had a really good person in today. We had somebody who apparently is going into the Marine Corps, and he did like a mile in like 8 minutes, 23 seconds. He had a pretty good pace.
I remember those days where I could do that.
We want Ken Stank. Please stop.
Hey. All right. So the question that everyone is asking. Oh, hold on. I can't. The question everyone is asking, Beans. What did you do Saturday?
What did I do Saturday? Saturday, I wasn't here because, surprise, surprise, we were training.
Ooh, we're training. What are we training for?
We're training for boxing. We're training for the Zach Zooted and S1K boxing match between us. And it was a very interesting experience. It wasn't like a full-on training session. It was just, to see where we're at, to see what we have to improve on. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we did some drills and things of that nature. We like punched the pad a couple of times. When I say I'm scared for S1K, I mean it. In the span of these 7 years that I have been with Grim, I have never seen him be violent or even like throw a punch or anything. So seeing him punch for the first time, it was pretty fucking scary. Grim was making fun of me just because I'm so small. He was like, "Oh, you have so much aggression, cuteness aggression." Whenever I was like, it was my turn to punch and shit. But I get a little bit like too into it, and I almost punched my instructor in the face a couple times.
Nice.
And he's like, "Hey, the pad, not my face, the pad." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." It just gets me riled up. Justin Masters with the $5. Good morning to the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest duo in the LCU. Hope you have a good week.
Oh, we will, sir. Thank you, Justin. An amazing human being. It's Justin Masters. So, let me ask you this, Beans. Since you've done your day,
yes, sir,
your first day, getting everything or whatever, yes, Banana Slice said you should film it. I think she's going to be doing members-only content for the training. Am I correct, Beans?
Yeah, I didn't film this last one just because it's, just to gauge where we're at. In the couple months that we're going to be doing this, I'm probably going to try to film things. Midnight Rider with the $1.99. You two, you ready to catch a live chicken like Rocky Beans? I mean, if I have to, I'll fucking do it. I've done it before in Dominican Republic.
Hey, bro, do what you got to do. Oh, yeah, and then you cut the head off and you feather it out and do all. Yeah, sorry. That's something else. That's something else. I don't
You
even
cut the head off?
oh yeah, to cook it, you have to. I don't even know if I could you kill an animal like live on air if you're gonna cook it? Could you do that? Is it against TOS?
A lot of people will be upset. A lot of people would be upset. I don't know about TOS. But whenever you said cut the head off, I was like, oh shoot. Like in Dominican Republic, we do it a little differently. You just grab it by the head / neck area, and then it's very brutal.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's quick.
you could also just snap the neck just real quick. You know what I mean? You do that too. But anyways, let's get off the subject of killing animals. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to kill animals. I was just purely curious if I could, if we're doing a very realistic camping trip where you have to, hunt your own animals. You know what I mean? Fish. Do what you got to do.
You got some chickens in your woods?
Hell no. Fuck I look like with chicken in my woods. Anyways, Andrew C., are we reenacting war crimes? No, I will not. It's bullshit. We're not doing that. Doug Savannah, no TOS. Beautiful. Jump cut drama. So here's the thing, right? I don't hurt animals by any means. I'm just saying, if you eat meat, you have to know, like, what happens for you to be able to get your meat. That's all I'm saying. So, there it is. It is what it is. But anyways, do you feel like this is going to be fun and an exciting experience for you as you get ready for the Zach Zooted Bean Showdown?
Absolutely. I am so excited. I even told my coworker, unfortunately, a lot of people that we know do a lot of like MMA and jujitsu, like a lot of more contact sports like shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I told my coworker, like, hey, I'm gonna have to fight this girl in like 3 months. And he gave me some tips, like, I do research in sort of like the sports science sector.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that I say a lot of people, but there's only like 3 people that work there. People that work there, they're giving me tips. They're like, you should do this. And like, I showed him like this workout routine that a friend of ours did. And he's like, instead of this, I would switch it out for this, low impact, blah, 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 train more in like actually fighting instead of trying to build strength, because the only thing that's going to do is tire you out, make you a little bit heavier, but you're going to be sore and you're not going to be able to train to your full potential. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I'm just excited. This is like the opportunity I always wanted. Because, whenever you put your mind to something, you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the gym on Monday. And then you can't do it. Or like you'll do it for a couple days and it's just like, meh, you kind of like tamper off. But when it comes to actually having something to look forward to or like a goal, you're kind of more willing to put in that work.
Mm-hmm.
No, people are still talking about the whole chicken thing. It threw me off. But I'm just so excited. I feel like it would be a great experience. I can, if I wasn't doing cafe, I probably would stay a little bit longer at my job to work out in the gym because it's free. But hopefully soon I can do like a DEXA scan. I'm probably going to do the DEXA scan next week just to see how much muscle and fat content I have, and then do that maybe every couple of weeks to see the progression.
Fuck yeah. Well, if there's any betting odds, Beans, I'm betting on you. So don't fail me.
Hell yeah.
Don't
I got
fail
determination.
me. Fuck yeah. Real quick, Caleb says, Ken, do you watch Guga Foods? He ages steaks all kind of different ways. I do not watch Guga Food. Do you know why? Because I hate his voice. Now we're going to take the steak. We're going to put peanut butter all over it. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator. Now, 2 days later, we come back to the steak. And then we take the peanut butter off of it. I hate that dude's voice, bro. I know I have a deeper voice and people can say that shit about my voice, but Guga Foods, like, he does this shit on purpose. Like, I know what he's doing, bro. Like, because when he's just talking with the dudes, it's nothing like that. Me, when I talk with the men, you know what's happening. You know where it's coming from. Anyways. Oh, man. Well, let's get into something. Did you see any stuff from what happened this past weekend on LCU?
On LCU?
Like anywhere in the
really.
LCU. Like anywhere in the LCU, no?
I know that they were supposed to have a phone call with Joe Exotic, and apparently that fell through. And then I saw something on X about his jail being locked down, and that's why he couldn't get on. That's all I know.
Well, I think a lot of times whenever they do plan to interview him, that's going to happen because people are just going to fuck with it. Also, apparently, when I say this, don't do anything. Don't buy it. This is not financial advice. He launched his own meme coin. So don't buy it. It's not going to be anything for you. No positives are going to come out of this. Just do not buy it, please. That's beautiful.
That's interesting. So he has a meme coin. He did a thing with LCL that he's going to come out with a card for the TCG.
Yeah.
Right here. If you're going to buy it, use that code, the cafe code, to help us both out. But goddamn, he must be rolling in the commissary.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know if it's him or like a publicist or like a representative that does his like social medias, but he's always on social media posting shit. So I'll never forget when Trump was getting out of office, like the first time before Biden took over. People were trying to get him to pardon Joe Exotic. That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Well, I think a lot of people were just so caught up with the Joe Exotic thing because that was also during COVID, I think.
Yeah, it was.
So a lot of people were into the whole series on Netflix, and then watching that, people just got so invested. Kind of like how people got really invested in what was it called? Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Zach will be asleep by round 3.
People are.
I need a pew pew. Pew
There it
pew.
is.
Okay.
People talking shit in the chat about the meme coin. I just put in caps. Do not buy the meme stock. Do not. There it is. Do not buy the meme coin. All right. Anyway, Midnight Rider, thank you so much for being beautiful and doing that one. So one last thing. Well, actually, a couple more things. We need to get Karini Rue's 3D print ready.
Did you sign it yet?
I'm about to do it right now. And
Okay.
while I sign it, we're going to talk about the next cooking video.
Ooh.
So, the results came in. What I did was... What was the first thing I did? I don't even remember. Oh, a traditional Mexican breakfast. The second one was recreate an edible version of the Bogrito from King Cobra JFS. The third option was people TTS ingredients that I have to use, and whatever they give me, ingredients they give me in TTS, I have to take all of that together and make something out of it, and I was going to do it live. So... Mazer 1123 with the 5 weight, so I shouldn't have sold my house and liquidated my 401k for... No, bro. Like, the fuck? I can't. Go back in time.
Pretty freaking cool.
Go back in time and undo all that shit. So anyways, traditional breakfast won by like 4 votes. So, yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of people like the TTS idea for the ingredients. So what I may do is for the last members only video of the month, I may do that. I may also do that for only pay pigs and crowns. Maybe. I haven't decided yet. So anyways, excuse me. So we're going to do a traditional Mexican breakfast. Let me get this signed.
While you do that, I just wanted to say that Mazers is pretty cool because during the weekend, a lot of people that aren't in Nerds VC was in Nerds VC, and we were doing some pretty nerdy shit. Like, for example, I was playing Magic, and I did not know how to play the black deck at all, and Mazers was like a super helpful person, like basically coaching me through it, and I don't think I could have done it without him. Because, like I said, Grim does not let me play. He loves playing black deck, and anytime I put anything on the freaking field, he just destroys it instantly. So it's very hard to try to learn a game when you can barely play it.
Facts. Oh, there is some nerd drama. There is some nerd drama.
Nerd drama.
I had a front row seat to the nerd drama that hopefully they will be talking about. Even Keemstar came in there and said, "Well, all y'all just shut the fuck up and do it on the show." So we're gonna get into that one. We're gonna get into that one. So we have Beans, Ken, Pumpkin Spice. Now, one's in the chat if I should put asshole. Two's in the chat if I should put butthole. I want y'all to know. Let me know what y'all think. One's in the chat for asshole. Two's in the chat for butthole. So, my thought left me. Oh, nerds drama. So apparently, Buff and Zach have their own groups that appreciate them. And then they can't share VC, evidently, because they don't like each other. The two groups don't. We're getting in mixes of ones and twos. It's a lot more twos, it looks like. Butthole. All right. Butthole it is. Thank you, guys. I'm going to do butthole. Actually, Karini said one. She's here. So she wants asshole. Karini, you're going to get asshole on the thing. All right. That just sounded terrible. Please don't clip that. All right. So anyways. Zay was constantly kicking someone out and silencing them, or deafening them, whatever you want to call it, for doing nothing. That person came to me and they said, "Look, I've been kicked out 5 or 6 times. I don't know what I've done or anything." So I went in there. I was like, "Zach, what's going on?" Basically, the person that was constantly being kicked was talking shit in main chat. And Zach didn't want to deal with that person in the VC. So I said, "Listen, what you have to understand is that if it's about you as a host in the show, they have a right to do that. That's what they pay for, to criticize. Now, if they're doing personal attacks against you, like what was happening before, I can get behind it. But if it's just show critique saying you suck on the show, you suck as a host, you should be fired, whatever, that's what they pay for. They pay for that ability to do that." So
yeah,
that kind of became a whole thing. And then Buff came in there, and evidently the dark Twiggy persona was involved. There was some accusations about word choice. We'll leave it at that. And I think you can pick up what I'm putting down when I say that. And apparently some accusations about Twiggy's personal life being brought into it. So that really never got resolved. I was trying to basically be the middle person and kind of let everyone see from an outside point of view. I had my mod hat on, not my host hat on. Whatever. So they're supposed to talk about this today on their show. So 12 p.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern Time, check out Nerds. It's supposed to be battling for the VC. So, yeah.
Wait. Was it Lucy Tina?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
What's up? Why? All right,
Lucy
Kareem.
Tina's cool.
You're getting asshole in silver written on this.
Get a little bit of contrast. Lucy Tina, as far as I can tell, she's been pretty cool. She's a very honest person. She doesn't hold her tongue. Her background may be soft. You know, she has all those squishamallows and shit like that in the background. Her background may be soft, but she is one hard cookie. She's not going to hold back for anybody, and I think that if you're going to be in the LCU, you're probably going to have to deal with a lot. But I am looking forward to hearing about it. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who's right after us again? Is it Gaming Channel?
I don't even know. Is it the Gaming Channel? I think it is the Gaming Channel.
I think it's the Gaming Channel.
I can't.
Yeah, I think it's the Gaming Channel. But I just wanted to show people my my last DEXA scan. So 63 inches. I was 86.8 pounds. I was 24, so this was last year. And so far I only have fat mass in grams of 10,890. We're gonna see if I can bring that up, and then I only have a fat percentage of 26.9. So hopefully I can get that up. DEXA scans are pretty freaking cool. Even though they're kind of weird because you just have to lay on a table. You have to lay on a table and just sit as still as possible, and it just goes.
It seems very intrusive.
Yeah, you can see my bones.
Okay. So, if y'all want, you fucked me up on that one. If y'all want to check out Cafe VC Chat, I posted a picture. This is reverse. But yes, Karini Rue will be getting this one. Thank you, Karini. She won. We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. All right. So, the Mexican breakfast. We need to do a goal for that one. That's what the people want. We'll see how much the people want it. Since that's going to be kind of easy, nothing crazy, I'm going to do a somewhat decent goal. We're going to do... There we go. 20 super chats at the $5 level. How much? 20 super.
Okay, not too bad.
Super chats at the 5. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna do the opposite because I want to hear the messages. We're gonna do 25 super chats at the $20 level, and I think that'll be funny. If y'all want to do in the super chat, suggest something y'all want me to cook when I do the Mexican breakfast. That would be the easiest way for me to do it. I have an idea what I want to do anyway, but yeah. Y'all let me know. We're going to do this thing we'll do it for 2 hours. That way it goes for the rest of the show. Did it work?
I can't wait to see like what your next thumbnail is, because now that's like my favorite part. I love the freaking the one that makes you look like Cobra, and then now this Kronk one. I love the Kronk one so much. It just looks so fitting.
Hell yeah. All right, never mind. I don't think I can do it. It's not working.
No?
Nope.
Oh
Well,
goodness.
know what that means. I'm just going to do it. The goal ain't working, so I'm just going to do it. But because because of that, it's going to be for only Cash Cow and Higher that can watch it. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So, if y'all want to recommend some stuff for me to do, give me a TTS. Let me know what you think. We can talk about it. We can get it figured out. But I have an idea what I want to do in my head. So, we'll go with that. Bradley, Ken's Country Cafe. You damn right. All right. So, since nothing really crazy happened in the LCU, we're going to stick to real world stuff today. I think it's been a while since we've done that anyway. Just do real world stuff the entire episode. I think it's been a while. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's do it. Daily Espresso, everybody. Let's get into it. All right. So, oh my God, they are beautiful. Big Bear Bald Eagles. Jackie Shadow. We got the babies. Sunny and Gizmo. Look at them standing in all their glory. This is the first time I think I've ever seen them stand next to one of the parents. Obviously,
Just perched.
Oh, yeah. The parent is perched up, right? Watching her a little bit higher, but I would almost be willing to bet that they're almost the same heights now. So the claws are fully yellow. The feet, whatever you want to call it. So that's beautiful. More yellow coming in the beak, like we were talking about before. And it looks like we're starting to get actual feathers instead of fuzz now. Because remember, they look just like chia pets. Now we have actual fuzz going on, or feathers. I'm sorry, going on. So that's a beautiful thing. Maturity is coming fast, Beans. Super fast.
Like I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, is this how it is to raise a child? Because I feel like I blink and all of a sudden they look like actual eagles instead of little fuzzballs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Damn. Well, shout out.
Like these little stompies that it's doing.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Alrighty, I think today is one of the last days of Aries. I could be wrong.
Is it? I'm not into horoscopes at all. I just know mine, and I'm basically like, fuck off to all the other ones because I don't think it's real. But sometimes I like to indulge myself in a little bit of horoscope tactics. Horoscope.
Yeah.
I was trying to find an H word that like means like that, but whatever. But today is April 14th, and the daily horoscope for today is the great desire of the Aries born on April 14th is to forge a oneness between mind and spirit. They are highly evolved, empathetically intelligent people who are never afraid to question, to search, or to dream. Sounds so profound.
I was gonna say, it sounds almost philosophical when you think about it.
Midnight Rider with the 199 said, I like the one where we pick the ingredients live.
So you know what?
What do you mean by that?
I'll do that next. So on the voting for the next one, it was people TTS ingredients, and whatever they pick in the TTS, I will cook something with those ingredients live. So you'll host the stream. I'll be on my phone in the kitchen cooking, and we'll do the show together.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that next. I'm gonna do that next.
Okay. That is a great idea. I think that would be very creative. Not telling by our audience, they're kind of little assholes. And you can probably use like ChatGPT, just like put in the ingredients and be like, make something out of this and try to follow the recipe as closely as possible. Or you could just do something on the fly, whichever you prefer.
I was gonna wing it. No pun intended.
Wing it.
But yeah. After we get into this towards the end of the stream, I'll talk about what I'm going to make for the traditional Mexican breakfast. But again, guys, if y'all want to suggest something for me to cook, TTS that thing. Tell me what you want me to do, and we'll get it figured out.
Well, we'll go into this day in history. Today is April 14th, and in 1865, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. So the U.S. President Abraham Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He died the next day, April 15th. So he was shot today, died the next. So you can take that as you will. 1912, the RMS Titanic strikes iceberg. The Titanic hit an iceberg on late April 14th during its maiden voyage. It sank in the early hours of April 15th, claiming over 1,500 lives. So there's a pattern here. Bad stuff happens the 14th, and then it's solidified on the 15th. So maybe walk carefully today, because you never know what's going to happen. In 1931, Spain becomes a republic. King Alfonso the Eighth went into exile, and the Second Spanish Republic was proclaimed. And then lastly, in 1986, the U.S. bombs Libya. So the U.S. launched Operation El Dorado Canyon, bombing in retaliation for the Berlin that's the $20 word that I was hoping was not going to be in the docket today.
I think it says discotheque.
Discotheque.
I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But
It's the TH that's throwing me off. A bombing that killed American servicemen. So a lot of bad news happened on April 14th, but maybe you can change that. Have your own good day to make up for all the bad that's happened in history. Just so we can get to,
something else that happened April 14th.
What happened April 14th?
So my ex that passed away when I was 20 years old, she was actually born today. That today was going to be her birthday. Also, one of my good best friends from back in the day that I got the tattoo with here, he was also born today. This is his This is his birthday. And my army buddy, his birthday's in 2 days. So
a lot of people close to you that had birthdays around this time.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
And I think the most important part is to have those people always in your memory and always positive. But I think a lot of people, whenever they have situations like this where, let's just say, somebody is going to pass away or did pass away, usually you remember their last moments, which is not the best thing. Always remember them in a happy light and probably in their most healthiest, because those are the memories that you want to hold dear.
It's someone's birthday.
Moving on. So whose birthday is it?
Slicky.
Heavenly birthday.
Slicky. They're saying Slicky J's birthday today. Slicky J, is it your birthday, sir? Because I'm going to be horribly offended if you didn't tell me today was your birthday. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate
Anything
you.
from Slicky, but I see some people.
We'll get it figured out. Let's continue this thing.
We will. But I almost skipped over Brood for Your Brain. Brood for Your Brain, useless facts. The iceberg that sank the Titanic may have been 100. Now I can't think. 100,000 years old. So imagine chilling for 100,000 years just to take down a ship on your big day.
That's wild.
I like how we're relating the Brood for Your Brain with the history. I think that's pretty cool. The first computer mouse was made out of wood. So Doug Engelbart invented, that's a really cool name, Engelbart, invented it in the 1960s and called it a mouse because the cord looked like a tail. There were zero cheese related features.
Oh,
nice one, Docket team.
That was
nice
beautiful.
One.
With the puns.
It is illegal to own one guinea pig in Switzerland because they get lonely. This is the wholesome fact you didn't know you needed. So if you don't know, guinea pigs are very social creatures. Usually if you get an animal, I would recommend to get two, just because they can, keep each other company, especially because people are not going to be home all the time.
Yeah.
They can keep each other company and not be so depressed. Unless you have a beta fish, then yes, keep it separate because they are very territorial and very aggressive. But moving on to I Can't with Ken and Beans. I don't know why they keep putting Beans and Ken. It doesn't flow off the tongue right. But I Can't with Ken and Beans. The first one says, people who FaceTime in public with zero headphones, like we all need to be in the group chat.
Speaking of this, you know what I hate too? When people do like the voice message or like the text to speech in public, and it's like, I don't need to know half your conversation. Why are you yelling at your phone for words? Like, what are we doing? Or like if people are like, have their phone on speakerphone and they're like, we're like in an enclosed area, like a bus, train, whatever. And they're like doing all that. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. This ain't the place. Stop it. It's just, you're pushing your life onto me, and I want no part of it. A lot of times I want to go into like a Zen mind state. I want to go into the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest mind state. And then people with their phones take me out of that mind state, Beans. And I don't know what to do. I can't just yell at them. I can't, choke them out. I can't, ignore it because it's just there. Yeah, like how you gonna ignore that? And it's always the day. One last thing. It's always the day I forget my headphones.
There have been one too many times where I went to the gym without my headphones, and I think
Oh, that's trash.
I think I wanted to do some head crushers, but not stop, where you're supposed to. But Buff Weeb is in the house. Or should I say Buff Weeb is in the house? Anyways, that's he says good morning, cafe crew. Good morning.
What up, Buff?
Jump cut drama went woo woo. Let's get some more energy in here, shall we? The BBC. Yes, a lot of people are in the BBC here. I'd like to order a Whopper and a large fry. Are you saying my shirt looks like one of those freaking
Burger King
I was
employees?
gonna say, yeah.
Just a little bit,
I have
Beans.
to
Just a
look
little
professional.
bit.
Well, I lost my not lost. It's somewhere. I still need to wash it. My uniform. But I like this better. I like this better because for some reason they don't have any buttons for the female one. They do have for the male one. And so like this would be completely out and like showing my chest just a little bit. I don't have a chest, but I would not like an area bare when I'm at work. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Shows a lot of skin that you don't like.
Exactly. I'm just like, it shows a lot of skin, and if I bend down, it like the shirt is like very loose, so people can see down there, and I'm not gonna freaking help somebody out with exercise and bend down. They can like see through and see my sports bra. That's weird.
We're not doing that.
That's one of my I can'ts. But the other I can't written down is people who stop at green lights like they're double checking life choices. Go. This isn't the place for self-reflection.
This kind of reminds me also of people, as you're going to the green light, they brake. They don't just continue. Because they're anticipating the yellow light, Beans. They're anticipating that the caution light will hit. They're anticipating that they'll have to stop. But they're not anticipating wrecks. You good?
They should anticipate this beep that I'm going to give them. You know, in Florida, we don't do that. We don't do that. Literally the second there is like two sides to this, because I'm like, okay, well, you need to look at the light turns green, like you have to process in your brain that it's turning green, and then your foot has to hit the pedal. Like it takes a little bit, you know, not too much, but a couple seconds. But there's some people in Florida where the light turns green and immediately just and I'm like, dude, light just turned green, you need to chill the fuck out.
No, I get it. I totally get it. That's how it is over here too sometimes. Fucking people are assholes.
Beans probably tailgates. No, I always keep a little bit of distance, at least 3 to 5 seconds. I hit my mic. 3 to 5 seconds between cars, because that's safe. And also, I'm in Florida. Florida drivers are probably the worst. And a lot of people in Florida, especially in the Tampa-ish area, people love to like cut in front of you, and people do that thing where they like zigzag.
Yeah.
And I'm not dealing with that shit. If you're gonna go in front of me, just freaking do it. Just don't like go in front of me and then like brake, because there's a lot of people that do that too.
Yeah.
They do not know how to drive or have patience. False. I have a lot of patience, except when I have a cafe going on and I have to kind of speed to get here on time.
Question. You brought up microphone. Did you get your setup figured out yet?
Yeah, my setup seems pretty fine. I think so.
Are you using it? Okay? Are you using it?
Yeah, of course.
Let's fucking go. I didn't know that. That's awesome. It's amazing, Beans.
I told you this like Friday.
I don't remember. It's been a long weekend. I apologize. I'm very forgetful.
Need some more coffee. Beans is Grim of Florida man. No, but I'll tell you who is. I'll tell you with my eyes. You already know.
Hey.
People who say we need to catch up soon and never initiate. Ma'am, the ball's been in your court since Obama was in office. I'm kind of one of these people. One of these people, but it's because I'm busy.
I feel like a lot of people say that just to like cut out the conversation early. You know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, blah, 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 I'm busy. Let's catch up or whatever. Never happens. It's kind of funny. People try not to hurt each other's feelings, or they try not to, like, you know, impose or whatever. But I'm always like, look, bro, I don't know when I'll get back to you, but until next time, just leave. Because
that makes sense.
The thing is, I'm not going to be uncomfortable because I'm worried about someone else's feelings when it comes to that. DMT Nexus. A lot of people do that because they don't want to like hurt someone's feelings or do some stupid shit, right? But they put themselves in an uncomfortable situation in order to worry about someone else's feelings. Fuck that. I got one life to live. I ain't worried about you. Is that bad of me, Beans? Is that bad of me, Beans?
I don't think so. Let me add another I can't that's not in here because I see the people from our docket. I see you, Seek, Sterling. For some reason, you guys treat me like the little sister of the cafe.
Damn it, docket team.
They're all bullying me right now. Freaking Sterling said that. What did she say? I have to scroll up now. Gosh darn it. First of all, you guys are talking about Jersey drivers. Am I technically both? Because I'm from Jersey and I moved to Florida. Oh, Sterling said Beans is Florida man. Okay, frick you, Sterling. And also Seek said Beans put the fries in the back. I'm so done with you guys. I'm so done.
Real quick, Shinobi Beans, I saw your donation earlier, and if we roll with that, I will not make it pay pig. And here's what I'm talking about. I will not do that. But I want to do something for the pay pigs and the crowns because they're the top supporters. I want to do something for them. So we'll get that figured out. And we'll go from there.
We'll go from there, and we'll go to the quote of the day from James Clear from the book Atomic Habits, which is a very good book. It's very recommended if you ever see one of those like red pill, like wake up in the morning at like 4 a.m. and put ice on your face or some crap like that. Those weirdos that want to seem like they're better than you. I woke up and chose violence today.
I see that.
You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
I don't get it.
Yeah, sure, whatever, dude. Anyways, people just say things to sound deep, and then it's like, I'm 13 and this is deep, but then you grow up and you're like, oh shit, like this means nothing to me.
You ready for this one? When you hit the waves of life, make sure you have your surfboard.
I can't.
Even I can't do that with a straight face. That is so dumb.
I'm just gonna wear the I can't shirt every day and just point to it every single time I can't.
As you should.
Speak English, Beans. LOL. What do you mean speak English? Oh, the quote of the day? I was about to speak Spanish just to annoy some people.
All right. I think it's time for news, Beans. What do you think?
It is time for news. I don't see anything in general, so we're going to move to drama alert.
Hold on.
There is some. What?
All right, let's get into the news. I had to push the button for world news, Beans. The transition.
I keep forgetting that we actually have these like graphics and shit that I made because we barely use them. We always just go straight into LCU because some shit popped off.
By the way, this drama alert's old. I covered this on Saturday.
Oh shit. Okay.
Delete that.
Well, I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over and I'm going to talk about something that is important to me. It's a couple days old, but I am Dominican and there is some news from Dominican Republic. There was a nightclub that collapsed for some reason. More than 200 people, including 17 U.S. citizens, died after the roof collapsed at the Jet Set nightclub. And unfortunately, there was a very prolific singer, Perez. What's his full name? I keep forgetting.
What section are you
Perez, this is not in the section.
Okay. Got it.
This is my thing.
Go ahead. Pop off, Queen. Pop off, Queen.
He was 69 years old and he died during his performance, which is amazing. He was known as the loudest voice in merengue. If you know what merengue is, pop off because you're probably really good at dancing. But yeah, it happened a couple days ago, I believe, on April 11th. that's why you need to always check if everything is in code, because if it's not, things like this happen, and that's a tragedy. This should have never happened. Oh, the roof collapse, that's wild. Yeah, some baseball players died. Yeah, if you know anything about Dominican Republic, we're known for our music and baseball for some reason. But moving on, there was a suspect arrested in arson fire that forced Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro family to flee the residence. This is in American politics.
Got it.
By the way.
I'm just putting a message
So
there.
apparently, what?
I'll just put a message in. We're going to members only chat in 10 minutes.
Okay, no problem. So a man, Cody Balmer, who was 38, broke into Pennsylvania governor's mansion early Sunday and set a fire, causing significant damage but no injuries, thankfully. Governor Josh Shapiro, his family, guests, and dogs safely evacuated after being alerted by state troopers around 2 a.m. That's very interesting that the police found out and they're like, hey, get out right now or else you're gonna be in real big trouble. Imagine how big your house is that you don't notice before the police. But the investigation is ongoing, with authorities analyzing evidence and recovering parts of the damaged security fence. So key details: Balmer scaled a 7-foot iron fence, evaded police, and entered the residence, and used a homemade incendiary device to cause the fire. He was inside for about 1 minute before fleeing and was arrested later: terrorism, arson, and aggravated assault. The fire severely damaged the room where Shapiro and others had just celebrated Passover. Not a very peaceful experience, I guess.
Not at all.
But Shapiro's response is that he condemned the violence and vowed to continue his work and faith practices undeterred. He also called for unity, saying that violence from any political side is unacceptable and we have to be better than this.
Yeah.
So we do have former governors and national leaders expressing support, calling the act cowardly and despicable, and no motive has been confirmed so far, but Balmer has a criminal history, including assault and theft. So this is not the first time, and it seems like this was a very violent person. Moving on to the next story, Trump's approval rating falls to 59%, Jesus, as the economy is in bad shape, according to
the poll.
Think of the word. According to the poll, exactly. So a new CBS News poll shows that President Donald Trump's approval rating on the economy, which was 44% and inflation 40%, have dropped 4 percentage points since March 30th. With his overall approval falling to 47%, down from the 53% in February. So the poll was from April 8th to the 11th, and according to the Tariffs and Trade, 91% of Republicans say that Trump has a clear trade plan. Only 43% of independents and 16% of Democrats agree. 58% oppose new U.S. tariffs on imports. And then 51% support Trump's trade goals, but only 37% approve of his approach. So, yes.
That's the whole thing with these tariffs. And this is my own personal opinion, right? I could be totally wrong. But a lot of people also share this opinion. There's no way in hell all these companies are just going to eat the cost. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to kill 25% of my profit and just still give it up. You know what I mean? Because as a business, you wouldn't do that. No one as a business would remotely do that. Because you're cutting your own bottom line at the end of the day. So I know tariff is a beautiful word. It's a beautiful word. It's the most beautiful word in the dictionary. I know that. Not saying it isn't. But you couldn't legitimately think all these other places are going to bow down and say, I'm going to eat this cost just to continue to sell in the United States. That's hard for me to believe. That's just hard for me to believe. Seek in chat said he updated the drama alert section.
Oh, hell yeah.
Says
So continuing on the economic outlook. 59% rate of the economy is fairly bad or very bad. 53% say it's getting worse. 49 feel worse off financially due to Trump's policies, while only 21% feel better off. 58% blames Trump's policies for rising grocery prices, while 62 say his policies are driving the stock market down. So if we do take a look to the stock market, they say, if you go to the CNN, extreme fear is driving the US market right now. The Dow index right now went up 1.28%, which is good. The NASDAQ is 1.85% up. But remember that this is still lower than average.
Yeah.
The tariff policy impact on April 9th, Trump announced a 90-day pause on tariffs, lowering them down to 10% for most countries, with some exceptions. He exempt smartphones, computers, and electronics from tariffs for now, which would be a very interesting topic for nerds to cover, because, as you know, they were talking about the Switch 2. Yeah, and the pre-order being pushed back just a little bit. The stock market has been volatile, reacting sharply to consumer sentiment and tariff news.
Yeah, so everyone was saying before, too, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, sure, okay, I see that. But I just don't see what the other side of the road looks like. Because, yeah, you're cutting down all these agencies in the federal government that are wasting money. Yeah, cool, I get it. You know, you're doing all these tariffs or want to get more money from the other countries into America. Yeah, cool, I get it. But let's just say tomorrow there was no more debt. The debt is gone. Now what? I mean, it's like, I know what people want to happen. Like wages go up, you know, cost of living goes down, housing goes down, and all that shit. Yeah, I get that. But what people fail to realize is greed. People think greed is just going to go away like that. It's not. It's like this. If I'm selling a product for $10 and then all of a sudden my cost drops 50% to where, like, say, I'll go from $4 to $2 in cost for me to buy this and then sell it for 10. Am I going to drop my cost because it's costing me less to buy? No, I'm going to maintain the cost because people are used to buying it at that price, and then I make more money. So it's like, what are we really doing? And I don't think there's any like law or anything that says, you know, prices have to come down as other things come. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, is Trump doing good? I'd say for the most part, yes, he is doing good. He's a much better president than our previous one. I'll give him that. But I'm just saying, me personally, I just don't see what the goal is, because I think about greed, bottom dollar, profit margins. That's what I think about.
Yeah, so the last thing I'm going to say about this is, even though it may spell disaster for some, for example, a lot of people that I work with, again, I say a lot of people, but I only work with 3 people. The 3 people that I work with, they're all into crypto, you know, and they're pretty happy, you know, because buy low, sell high.
Yep.
And things are going pretty low right now. But the thing is, not a lot of people have the financials to buy low right now because everything is low. But moving on to something less political, Drama Alert talked about this. The moment somebody get me a cup of coffee. The moment Blue Origin's all-female crew lifted off. So before we play that clip, we see that it was all females. Katy Perry was one of them, surprisingly. Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, Amanda a lot of people say Nugent, but it's actually pronounced Nguyen. I had a lot of Vietnamese friends. Yeah. Aisha Bo. And Carrie Ann Flynn. I don't know who that last person is.
Hey.
But all females went into space. Pretty cool. I think that they're only there for a couple minutes. And Lily Musai with the $10 being in a coffee cup, cafe cult.
There it is. So it is 11 o'clock. We're going to go to members only chat. Thank you. And I know some people were giving me a little bit of shit for what I said. And again, like, I'm not going to say Trump's a bad president. I'll never say that, because compared to our previous president, he's doing phenomenal. But again, I just don't see what the bigger picture is. Because greed is a thing. People want the whole idea of the American dream, in my opinion, is do the least amount of work to gain the most money. That's the American dream. So if things come your way to increase your profit margins where you don't have to do as much work, that's what you're going to do. That's just what I'm saying. Fanto, can you dilute? Appreciate it, Fanto. Thank you for that one. If you want to come in here and give me a business economy class block of instruction, I'm more than open to it. Continue, Ms.
Sorry,
Beans.
I'm just looking.
Oh, you're good.
Did you pull up the clip?
It's Fox News, so I don't know if I can play this.
Okay, no problem.
I can.
It's a rocket going up into space, and it looks very phallic. I don't know what to tell you. There were a lot of women in there. No men. Only women going up in space. Very interesting. Celebrities. I wonder how much they paid to get on this, because I know it's a very hefty price in order to get up into space, because it's once in a lifetime.
I found the short. I'll play the short. That way, if anything happens, we can just remove the short, but we can at least see it.
Facts.
Singer, songwriter, fashionista, and now Katy Perry can almost call herself an astronaut when she blasts off on Blue Origin's New Shepard spacecraft tomorrow from Texas. 6 women on board that flight, an all-female crew, the first since 1963, actually. Included among those people will be Gayle King, the American TV host, and Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and the owner of Blue Origin, his fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, who actually helped to design those blue spacesuits that you just saw there. Interestingly, Gayle King, the American TV host going up into space, is almost a carbon copy of the American show Morning Wars, starring Jennifer Aniston, who is also a morning TV presenter. She blasts off into space, so almost a carbon copy of that show's plot. This space mission is only going to last about 10 minutes or so. They'll go up into space, they'll float around for a few minutes, experiencing weightlessness before coming back down gently in the Texas desert under parachutes. No pilots on board this flight. It's fully automated, and that has led to some conjecture about whether you can call all these people, these celebrities who go on into space on these space tourism missions, astronauts, although they will be technically crossing over into space, the boundary between Earth and space, which is about 100 kilometres above sea level. But I think, you know, if you're brave enough to strap yourself into a rocket, then that's got to count for something. Katy Perry says this has always been a dream of hers, although she is a little bit nervous.
Cool. I'd be nervous too. That's just me. Especially with being unmanned, like, and the parachute and all that shit. Like, yeah, I could definitely see that being an issue, or hopefully it's not an issue, I should say.
Space, the final frontier.
That's
you
it.
never know what's going to happen, especially after what happened years ago, where it literally exploded. It's weird. These millionaires that, you know, they don't know what else to invest in, so they invest in, you know, spacecraft and sending people off into space to get more money. Apparently, my light does not want to work with me today. Let me see if this works. We're gonna be a little dark for the rest of the episode.
Good job, Beans.
So, because I know there is that phone company guy who also did the same thing. So you go up to space for like 12 minutes and then you come back down. Interesting, sure. A waste of money, probably, but it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
The sad part
next up is, yes.
Sad part is that it reminds me of the people that were going to go under to look at the Titanic. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. A lot of people with the money to do so, they'll, you know, try to pay for these once in a lifetime opportunities, and then it becomes once in a lifetime because things happen.
That's it.
But moving on, apparently Aiden Ross and Shaq are beefing. If you can pull up that clip, I don't know if you can, but you can see, Aiden Ross probably like zooming in on Shaq's face, and you can read his lips very clearly. I think he says, what the F are you looking at?
Let's get into it.
Then do it, bro. Stand up, do something. Stand up and do something. Just do something, then. So do something about it. Fight me. You're gonna go to sleep, old man. You're unk status now. Oh shit. All right. No. Come on, man. All right.
Here's the funny part. People like this dude who will like do that to like fuck with people, they'll be the first ones to like call the cops or like say he assaulted me or some other shit, right? He won't stand on his own 2 feet. And I just get that vibe. And Shaq would literally demolish that man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you gotta get within Shaq's like, arm reach. And if Shaq is he's such a big dude, he get his hands on you, it's a wrap. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh, it's a mega wrap. The other thing I wanted to mention is that reminds me of that other streamer. I forgot who it was, but there was a streamer who was working out with this pretty big dude, and he was trying to be disrespectful, and he took the guy's hat. And some people may look at that and say like, oh, that's not a big deal, but that's a sign of disrespect in many places. Oh. So he took the guy's hat, and this dude, full on, like, he has his hands as big as yours. You have some pretty big hands. He slapped him across the face on stream.
Damn. On
stream. This little kid, he had the cojones, to take this dude's hat and didn't expect, some repercussions. And, your actions have some consequences.
Facts. I agree.
As soon as he got slapped in the face, it was one of the FaZe guys, apparently, according to Seek. But he backed out real quick.
So apparently, last thing from Drama Alert is apparently Drake is trying to secure the World Cup halftime show. He was spotted with Sebastian Giovinco. I can't talk, sorry. And then the FIFA president. So, it's them right there. So, we'll see what happens with Drake. Even though I don't listen to Drake or anything about Drake. Kendrick Lamar torched that dude, so there's really nothing left to say. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
It would be so funny if he was just there and in regular clothing and somebody took a picture and then this was not like him being a bodyguard at all. People just hate him that much.
That'd be funny. Oh, that'd be funny.
It would be funny. So I would actually like to skip down to arts and entertainment. We already covered the singer Katy Perry set to travel on space on Monday with all-female crew. We already covered that. But we can go down to something you might like to discuss, which is The Last of Us.
No,
creators.
I haven't seen it. I don't want to talk about it. I haven't seen it yet. I had to work last night. It was a long night. I'm going to watch it today. So if there's any spoilers in that article, I don't want to read it.
So what it says, The Last of Us creators discuss season 2 premiere and tee up to what's to come. So much of the season is about consequence. That's all I'm gonna say. So the season 2 premiere of HBO's The Last of Us opens in Jackson, Wyoming, 5 years after Joel and Ellie's arrival, presenting a peaceful surface hiding growing tensions and threats. The new episode airs Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on HBO and streams on Max. So the season 2 finale is set for May 25th. And that's all I'm gonna say so far.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you care to explain your gloves that we have on screen?
My gloves. So these are just gloves that okay, if I ever do anything, I want to go full out. Okay? If I'm going to do a show, that's basically what it is. It's a show, right? I'm going to give people, some entertainment. I'm going to be a showman, and I'm going to try to go full out.
Okay.
Add a little bit of pizzazz, because I'm not going to be very lackluster. So I went on this one website where you can design gloves, but the problem was that it was only for like Europe or something. And thankfully, Sterling, she does a lot of contact sports, but Sterling, she has a buddy that probably does some boxing and stuff like that, and she recommended to me a different, web application where you can design gloves, and I just went to town. So the first one is more, locale cafe themed, add some promotion to our show, things of that nature. But the second one is more just regular beans. So if you don't know me, my favorite color is light blue, a baby blue. And I just put like my little bean on there and put beans at the bottom. So first one is more locale cafe, second one is more me. I would love to promote Locale Cafe a little bit more, maybe even sign them and give them away afterwards, depending on what happens. But they're also very expensive. And I kind of want to keep them. I kind of want to keep them just because it would be like a very momentous moment in my life. I can't speak today. Second cup of coffee coming in probably after this episode.
You're only on one cup?
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm only on one cup.
Fuck
and
that.
I still have like this much left. Yeah, exactly.
It's like my third cup.
Sterling is saying you should full screen the gloves just to look at more detail. So on the back part, you can see the cafe logo. On the inside of the wrist, there is the coffee cult, right? So two graphics there, and then it just says beans on it. And then the second one is just the bean on the back, and then beans on the little strap part. Nothing too extra about that.
Well, what I initially thought was you were going to do one glove for each. Like one glove on the left, one glove on the right. You'd have two different gloves. That's what I initially thought.
I
And that'd
mean,
be
if it was
hilarious.
possible to do that, then I probably would, but they come in sets, so I would have to
Yeah.
spend like that would be like $500 to buy both of them, because they're close to two-ish. Somebody said, Beans, if you get them, get a glass box to put them in to display them at your house.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, that would be really cool, especially because I have like my shelves here and I could just put it on the top shelf. But yeah, I'm just hella excited. This is something I always wanted to do, especially after watching Creator Clash the first time. I've always wanted something to kind of push and motivate me to get healthy. Because if you also don't know, I have bradycardia. So whenever Grim likes to make fun of me, because there was one time we went to an arcade, which was like a play all day arcade sort of thing, and they had one of those like stationary basketball hoops where you take the ball and you throw it. I played that for about a minute, and just throwing the balls made me gassed to all hell.
Damn.
So doing a little bit more cardio and doing all that stuff can get me on the right track so I can live a happy and healthy life for my kids, eventually.
Definitely. That's how I've been looking at, you know what I mean, trying to make sure that I'm good to go for quite a bit. Because, I turn 40 next year. So I want to make sure that, hopefully we get pregnant, we have a baby next year. I'll be 40 years old with my first child. So I need to make sure that I can at least be around for them to, get, hopefully get married, have children and all that. And I can hold my grandbabies, you know what I mean? That's gonna be awesome.
Exactly. So Crazy Void actually said, imagine the stories later in life if you have kids. LOL, these gloves are from when Grandma Beans beat that girl's ass. So that's interesting because I've thought about this many times before. Before I started the LCU stuff, I always thought like, damn, I'm going to have kids and I'm not going to have any stories to tell them. Like I'm not cool. I rarely do anything worthy of storytelling. But now that I joined the LCU, I had many experiences. K-Bear's mama with the $199, I believe. Yeah, I would buy a shirt with those gloves on them. coming soon, maybe.
You know what? Depending on what happens, I may buy one of those sets of gloves for you.
You're too kind, Ken. You don't have to do that.
Because I want one glove each. I will pay to see that. One glove each. That'd be badass. You gotta admit that'd be badass. Beans
Just
on the
give,
left, coffee cult on the right.
I mean, one is for speed and the other one is for power. So that would be pretty cool. So moving on to some health news, since we're talking about maybe getting a little bit bloody. Health news. U.S. measles cases surpassed 700 with outbreaks in 6 states. Symptoms: do you need a booster? So I have heard about this. I think I've heard mostly about Texas. On the news, you hear Texas has more children getting measles. As of Friday, U.S. measles cases in 2025 have surpassed 700, more than double the total from all of 2024. So the outbreak continues to spread, particularly among unvaccinated. Pay attention, unvaccinated, all those people that don't like vaccines, populations, with Texas leading the nation with 541 cases, including 2 child deaths. A third measles-related death occurred in an unvaccinated unvaccinated adult in New Mexico. Health officials warned that without increased vaccination, the contaminant efforts, the outbreak could persist into 2026. So, because of my background, having a bachelor's in cellular and molecular biology, to me, it's very important that we try to protect ourselves and limit, spreading things, because that make me panic. And especially with my anxiety, I always feel like the next outbreak of whatever is going to be dire. It's going to be like freaking Walking Dead with measles.
Yep. So basically, they're saying that measles has been showed up in Alaska, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Vermont, and last but not least, Washington. And they're saying in 2019, the U.S. saw 1,274 cases. So far in 2025, there's 712. And we're midway into the 4th month. So, that is wild. And then, obviously, the best way to avoid measles, mumps is the first shot recommended between 12 and 15 months, then the second between 4 and 6. So, I mean, I got all these vaccinations right because I was a kid and whatever, what have you. But, yeah, definitely.
As you should.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So we have Lily Musai with the $10. As someone with a shit immune system right now, I am terrified. Stay safe, y'all. So for some reason, I have a really good immune system. I barely get sick. Whenever I heard everybody at Fat Camp got sick, I was like, what? Why? What are you guys doing to get yourself sick? But that's just because I'm blessed. Thank you, universe.
I didn't get sick,
but
thankfully.
Thankfully you didn't get sick, because I couldn't imagine how the mighty will fall, right? Because you're a pretty big dude, and like I said before, there are some men who get sick and all of a sudden the world is ending. Okay, hopefully you're not one of those.
My wife says I'm a huge crybaby when I get sick, and I'm like, this is the pot calling the kettle black. You know that, right? Because she's also a big baby when she gets sick.
Oh, hell no. The few times I get sick, I'm just like, I have shit to do. I cannot be tied down to the bed.
I'm the same.
But I know I don't go outside and I don't try to, get people sick. I just do a lot of stuff in my house. I clean a lot.
So, real quick, Sterling said men catch a cold and act like they're on death's door, bro. So, my buddy that I was just talking about, his birthday's in a couple days, he got sick and his stomach was hurting him and he thought something was wrong. And his wife thought he was his bullshit and he ended up having to go to the hospital and then he had his appendix removed because it was about to burst. So,
I think you mentioned this friend before whenever we were on the same topic.
And then,
but yeah. if you are going to be one of those people that don't vaccinate, try to live a healthy life, because you can't be a person that eats like shit, doesn't exercise, and do everything and try to live, touch everybody.
Oh yeah.
Some weirdo.
Yeah.
Try to be as healthy as possible. Try to avoid places that, are very contaminated, and try not to spread it around. If you have anything, stay away from people.
You see what
I
Sid
like to
said?
be away from people in general. Sid?
Sid. See what Sid said.
Tell the world and scared, uninformed moms they shouldn't vaccinate.
No, at the bottom. I can't.
W beans? We loved an informed biologist spreading facts. Of course. Very interesting as well. Buff Weeb wanted to be a neurologist when he was younger.
Really?
And he loves to talk about like sciencey stuff like that. I try not to throw like my freaking degree everywhere, because I'm also a big dummy.
All right, Becky.
A lot of a lot of those things that I've learned during class, I would forget probably the next semester. But seize to get degrees. But always try your best. I do not want to promote people being lackluster. You guys should be better than that. If I'm gonna train and freaking punch people in the face, you better be doing all your classes and don't do drugs. I don't know.
This public message brought to you by Locale Cafe with Beans.
Ding. Little smile. I don't
That's
smile
it.
with my teeth. It makes me uncomfortable.
Same.
Moving on. There's a hell no. You can cover this. This is the type of shit from space that freaks me out.
What, science?
Black
science.
holes.
Yeah, in science. Okay. So there's a massive black hole waking up in the Virgo constellation. There's a massive black hole in the galaxy, blah, 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 located 300 million light years away in the Virgo constellation, has suddenly awakened, emitting powerful X-ray bursts that have baffled scientists. According to a study in the Nature Astronomy, this rare event gives scientists a real-time look at a black hole waking up, offering a unique opportunity to study black hole physics and test the limits of current theories. So, the black hole has shown no significant activity until 2019, when the galaxy brightened unexpectedly. So I guess there's some stuff going on that you really can't explain. In 2023, astronomers in Chile observed regular, intense X-ray flares, a sign the black hole was becoming active. Then last but not least, the galaxy core has been classified as active galactic nucleus and is given the nickname Ansky. So now we're getting into like the weird sci-fi movies, the weird sci-fi video games and all this terminology that kind of, rushes people away because they don't want to be too nerdy, right? But we'll see what happens with the black hole. I mean, if you look at videos on YouTube about like how black holes work and how space works and all that shit, like I said before, it makes you feel very insignificant. I mean, very insignificant to like the big picture of things. So, then last but not least, there's going to be a Lyrid meteor shower. Fast Bright Sky show begins this week. So, the Lyrid meteor shower, one of the oldest, will be visible from April 16th to the 26th, peaking the pre-dawn hours of April the 22nd. Known for the bright, fast meteors, the Lyrids typically produce 10 to 20 meters per hour, though up to 100. Cool thing is just meteor showers, just seeing that type of shit go on. I don't know if y'all remember the movie from the 80s, The Meteor Man, where there was a superhero that was born because he got hit with a meteor, I believe, or something, like a meteoric rocket or something. Kind of very much like C-tier movie. But, viewing tips from NASA: get away from city and street lights. Allow 30 minutes for your eyes to adjust to the dark. Lie flat with your feet facing east and look up. Bring warm clothes and be patient. This show lasts until dawn. So this is going to be an overnight viewing event. And it's going to be one of those things where you just got to chill. The best part is going to be the people with the cell phone screens in their face while they're waiting. And they go to look up and their eyes don't adjust. And because they miss it. That's going to be the best part. Or people with their phones waiting for the camera to video it and they just fall asleep. This will be even better too. Because people are more worried about their cell phones than they are with watching nature. It's a beautiful thing, Beans.
People like to capture the moment instead of savoring it, and it's like, capture it in your brain and then just replay it with your memories. Like, I know a lot of people want to share their memories with other people, or sometimes it's even like an ego thing. Like, I was at this concert and you weren't, haha. But like, at the same time, it's like, just enjoy whatever you're doing, because it's probably one of the few moments that you're gonna have left, and you never know. This is okay. Let me get off of this topic, because now I'm getting like existential, and like the end will be near. You never know when it's coming. This is why I don't talk about space. Anyways, moving on to an even worse topic to talk about with my anxiety ramped up.
Oh God!
Tourist helicopter crashes in the Hudson River in New York City. All 6 on board not alive anymore.
Shocking.
So, tragically, a helicopter crash in the Hudson River near Lower Manhattan killed 6 people, including a family of 5 from Barcelona, Spain. Parents Agustin Escobar and Maris Campubi Montal, I'm sorry, along with their 3 children aged, oh my god, 4, 5, and 11, and the 36-year-old pilot. The tourist helicopter, operated by New York Helicopters, crashed just over 15 minutes after taking off from the Wall Street heliport. Witnesses reported hearing loud noises and seeing parts fall off before the helicopter, missing key rotor components, plunged into the river upside down. The crash occurred during the chopper's 6th flight of the day, and rescue teams found it submerged near Hoboken, New Jersey. The New Jersey City Police are leading the investigation, while the NTSB are also involved. The incident has reignited concerns about air traffic safety over the Hudson River. Public officials, including New York City Mayor Eric Adams and current President Donald Trump, I don't know why it says former and latter, I guess, expressed condolences and described the crash footage as horrifying.
Chad, welcome to Cash Cow. All right. So there is a clip.
Things like this is always, there is a clip.
It's ABC News, so it's, not Fox News. I think Fox News, like I said, whatever, but let's get into it. Check out what they say. It's 2 minutes, so we may not watch the full 2 minutes. I just want to get a visual.
Overnight, a crane lifted the crumpled wreckage of the helicopter out of the Hudson River as more details emerge about the crash.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
The helicopter was taking a family of 5 on out of the overnight. A crane lifted the crumpled wreckage of the helicopter out of the Hudson River as more details emerge about the crash.
Oh my goodness.
You see that? It's like right here.
Oh my gosh.
The helicopter was taking a family of 5 on a sightseeing tour when it appeared to fall apart.
Yes, you see a helicopter splitting in 2 with the rotor flying off in the sky. It was going so fast and just went straight in the sky with the rotor flying off in the sky. It was going
apart.
Yeah.
That is wild, man. That is so sad.
Yes, you just see a helicopter splitting in 2 with the rotor flying off in the sky. It was going so fast and just went straight into the water, and like nothing came up afterwards. It must have just sunk.
The chopper was flying for about 15 minutes before breaking up mid-flight, the fuselage plummeting into the water as the rotator blades disconnect, spinning around before splashing down. Experts say the blades likely hit the tail, breaking it apart, sending the fuselage into a free fall.
That would then leave the rest of the helicopter to go straight in, and it would probably roll over once it hit the water, and you would see pretty much what you're seeing in the one picture.
Agustin Escobar, a top executive.
We got the gist. That's, thoughts and prayers to their families, man. That is some sad shit. Super sad.
moving on, because apparently in crime news, we also have that the company involved in the deadly helicopter crash in New York last week is shutting down immediately, stated by the FAA. So, following the fatal helicopter crash into the Hudson River that killed 6 people, including 3 children and their parents, visiting from Spain, they have ceased operations immediately, and the tragedy has reignited long-standing concerns about the tour helicopter safety and regulation in New York City. So as stated before, this happened on April 10th off the New Jersey shoreline near Lower Manhattan. The helicopter had no flight data records and had completed 7 tours that day. So as we said, there were 6 before. This would be the 7th.
Yep.
The company had a history of safety incidents, including the engine failure in 2013 and structural concerns in 2015. It says that the city leaders are now calling for stricter regulations or a temporary ban on non-essential helicopter flights from city heliports. And apparently, divers are still searching for key components like the rotor and gearbox to determine the cause. So if you don't know, most aircrafts have a box inside of them that whenever there's a crash of some sort or some sort of, error, usually that box logs everything.
Yeah, the black
and
box or
sometimes
whatever.
Yeah. So they're probably trying to find that in order to continue investigation, because that's a very, very crucial part in all of this.
Well, one of the things is that they were doing multiple flights that day, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know because I know normally with aircraft, whenever they land an aircraft, they have to do certain checks. They have to make sure, like, certain bolts are still tight and wings and all that. There's a lot of checks and balances that go in before they can take back off again. I don't know if that's like that for helicopters, or if they were just trying to get them up and get them down, get them up and get them down, just to, make it happen. I'm not sure. But something definitely needs to be done. If an aircraft goes in the air and comes back down before it goes back up, there needs to be some sort of check. There has to be.
So we have some other news that is a tragedy, but apparently a teen killed their parents as part of Trump assassination plot, says the FBI. I don't know how that correlates, but we'll find out together. So Nikita Kasp? Kasp. Very interesting. A 17-year-old from Wisconsin has been charged with killing his mother and stepfather as part of a broader plan to assassinate former and current President Donald Trump and overthrow the U.S. government. One man cannot do all that, nor child.
17-year-old
authorities playing too much Call of Duty, I'll tell you that. Authorities say that the investigation is ongoing. They were suspected of coordinating with others and planning further acts of political violence. So the key details here is the victims, Tiana, say the last name one more time. Kasp, which was 35, very young, and Donald Mayer, which was 51, found dead on February 28th. So this was a while ago, believed to have been killed around February 11th. That is a lot of time between, the act and the discovery. So Kasp has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide and 7 other felonies, including identity theft and hiding a corpse. He was found in Kansas driving Mayer's vehicle, with a Smith & Wesson 357 pistol, and $14,000 in cash, much of it hidden in a Bible. Ironic. How did he get $14,000 in cash? I don't know. Stolen credit cards, jewelry, and a pried open safe. I don't know how you got all that in a car, but
congratulations.
Congratulations, you dumb. Some Zero Dead Call of Duty doesn't have anything to do with assassinations. It's a joke, my dude. Extremist ties in.
So it's saying like Grand Theft Auto was a reason, like, stop it.
Yeah,
And
nobody actually believes that, and if you do, please educate yourself.
there was also a game called Manhunt. I'm not too sure if people are familiar with Manhunt. They thought that was a reason for a lot of murders and crazy shit. Like, that's just not the case.
Somebody said he was so close. No, he wasn't. Especially if he was using, the victim's car, he was gonna be found out very quickly. And also that video game thing, that's like saying me playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure is going to make me steal stuff. But allegedly, court documents allege that they were influenced by neo-Nazi group Order of the Nine Angels and had anti-Semitic and white supremacist writings praising Hitler. Lovely. He allegedly saw the killings as a way to gain financial resources and freedoms to execute his plot. He had spoken to individuals in Russia. Why does Russia is always involved in these things? Anything political, it's like Russia.
Always Russia.
It's always Russia. And then legal proceedings, a preliminary hearing occurred on April 9th, so that was a couple days ago. An arraignment is set for May 7th, and Kassup is currently held on a $1 million bond and has not yet entered a plea.
There's a small little 30-second video if y'all want to check and see what this dude looks like.
Show the dude.
Yeah, it's about as awesome as you think he would.
Things had been emptied from drawers and closets. Things were all over the floor. Victim B body was... Things had been emptied from drawers and closets. Things were all over the floor. Victim B body appeared to have been deceased for some time. Was unable to definitively identify who it was. Continued walking through the residence. Again, things were strewn about everywhere. And we located a mound of blankets and pillows in the first floor office that was later found to conceal victim A.
Would like to know who victim A versus victim B. If I were to assume, usually people will cover up bodies whenever they have more of an attachment to them. So if I were to assume, victim A would probably be the mother, because that's blood related, versus victim B, which was a stepfather of some sort.
I think just for their purpose, they go based on who they find first.
Yeah.
But I know we want to do a locale update segment for those, that way you get some locale information.
Yeah, so this is a new segment. I was like, hey, this is called Locale Cafe and we do news. Why don't we bring more of the locale aspect to cafe? Instead of always talking about the LCU, which sometimes Boogie does some locale things, or sometimes other hosts do some locale things. I really want to bring outside locales into a locale cafe. So we do have a rare Chris Chan sighting from a while ago. Let me try to zoom in on this just a little bit.
Yeah, I got it up on screen.
Awesome.
So we know this is from the farms, but basically say they spotted Chris Wednesday and Helensi Pasilla in a small convenience store near the places he had been spotted previously. He bought a bag of chips and an energy drink, nothing else special, wore thick black glasses, and was definitely recognizable. And yeah. So we got World of T-shirts updates. Well, this thing not even... So he's getting deported back to America from Dubai because of an arrest in 2024 for the subway incident. He didn't know how long they'll hold him in the airport before he can come home, but he got into Canada 3 times. He didn't know how it was a problem. So World Eclipse basically had a thing where he's being held in Dubai immigration because an arrest dated back then. So they don't know kind of what happened with it. Obviously, I believe he's coming back to America. And last but not least, he trolled spammed the UAE Immigration Center and it got him deported. This was, I believe, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. He never even made it out of the airport. So, Josh Blanc is definitely a character. He definitely got some stuff going on with his mental. And we'll leave it there. And then let me see what this is, what I think it is. Yep. This is him talking about it. Let's see if we can get the volume up. Come on, clip.
I've been awake for almost 48 hours now. Honestly, I might die of sleep deprivation. Wish me luck.
That totally checks out. Thank you, Josh. So, last but not least, Nova Online. Do you know about Nova Online?
I do, because I've watched, I forget who it was from, but there's this one person on YouTube makes great documentaries about these lolcows, specifically on TikTok. Nova Online, that documentary was one of my favorites, actually, not because of the person, but because how in depth and like just the crash and burn of Nova Online. I always get confused with Nova Online, and there is another one who looks very similar. Jupiter.
Oh God,
also
Jupiter
a great one.
Hybrid. Jupiter the Hybrid actually would be hilarious to have on LCU, and they can interview him. I mean, that would be gold if it like Bookie just feeds into the werewolf vampire mix and the breeding of My Little Pony. And
okay, just show the clip. We don't need to...
There's just so much. Jupiter the Hybrid is just so, the lore is just so deep with that man. But anyways, Nova Online. Nova Online's got his fame basically from doing, he did like a Wingstop try and he rated the food. And then from there, he started a Discord server, whatever, what have you. Some underage people ended up in there. We can all assume what happened. The best part about Nova Online is that he was found to have the baby fetish, where he dresses up as a baby with the diaper and does the nursery rhymes and all that. He was evidently singing the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star like a 14-year-old. And they got
even 14 is too much.
Anyways, so he tried to get his fame back by doing the food hacks again. Or not food hacks, the food reviews again. Didn't work out at all. He was deep into church. The church kicked him out because of stuff that happened. And then at some point, he got into a beef with Topiachu. Him and Topiachu would go back and forth. They were talking shit back and forth to each other. This was a year ago, I believe, way before the incident happened. But I think they dropped it after a while because it just went nowhere. But yeah, Nova Online is a very interesting guy. Definitely some evidence that he's into some things that a normal human being should not be into. When I say normal, I mean law-abiding. He's into things that are not law-abiding. And we'll leave it at that. But anyways, evidently he tried to become a predator decoy for someone that tried to get predators. He's trying to do anything he humanly can to keep notoriety. He got main character syndrome in a sense that he has to get noticed. He has to maintain relevancy. And he's trying to grasp at straws at this point to get it. But let's go ahead and get this.
Need to join
Yeah. Major Chilla is a dude who he's kind of on the up and up right now. He's been around for a bit. Started covering lolcows. He does a pretty good job. He does a really good job or whatever. So let's check it out.
Need to join Gideon's Predator Catching Discord. You're incredibly confusing when you remember who Nova is. One of the biggest people known on the internet for being a predator, for being super creepy with people he believes to be underage. I believe this is a ploy, right? Nova's my credibility is in the garbage. It's about as low as Andy Dixon.
Oh yeah, so he actually got a little bit more notoriety because he was working in a restaurant and people recognized who that was. And the whole thing was he said one line like French onion soup or something to that effect, and then that became a meme at that point. French onion soup, blah blah, you know. But let's continue.
Only use me blades, and you know what? I might be a little bit worse than them. So, what are people calling me? They're calling me a pudgy predator? Well, I'm just not going to stand for that anymore. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to go join Gideon's Discord, and yes, Nova Online is going to become a decoy. Yeah, a decoy. You heard that right. Now, he may have the voice for it. You could probably trick tons of people, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Nova Online might be using that decoy voice of his for something just a tad bit sinister. But all jokes aside, Nova is trying to join this Discord to become a predator decoy. Need to join Gideon's
Yep, so if you ever heard Nova talk, he has a very distinct voice. You know how when some people say like the S sounds, it almost sounds like their tongue is like caught in their mouth. And they do like a sound. You know what I'm talking about? When some people say their S sounds like a speech impediment. Nova has that, and it almost like whistles, some shit like that, right? So it's going to be very noticeable when people figure out who the hell they're talking to. But one day I would actually love to do a deep dive on Jupiter the Hybrid for the channel. I would love, guys, once in the chat, members, let me know if y'all want me to do a deep dive into Nova Online one day and just lay it all out there with clips and everything. Because I think that'd be very interesting. That'd be very interesting. All right. So we got another clip, evidently, of Nova.
What he's planning on doing is...
Oh, it's a continuation of the last clip we saw. I apologize. All right. All right, let's get it.
Is getting in contact with Gideon, calling people that Gideon has caught up and been a predator, and saying, you know, doing all of the talk, the terrible, terrible talk you have to do. I literally don't know how decoys do it, but they're saints for what they do. It's got to be hard work.
Like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? We got the Bieber haircut. We got the blood red lipstick glasses. What are we doing? Like, I can't.
Hard work, but Nova just wants to do that willingly. He wants to help out. You know, he's finally ready to be on the front lines of this battle, even though he's one of the people that Gideon's trying to get at right now. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if Nova was to think about it for 5-10 seconds, he would realize that anybody who knows about him is going to contact Gideon and say, hey, Gideon, this guy, he's actually a creep, and you should...
Again, this goes back to him wanting any kind of relevancy. And what a lot of people do, which people have said this, if they're losing relevancy or they're losing some sort of image or viewership, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people go to like predator catching because they think that's a quick way to get back into the eyes of the, you know, YouTube community, whatever. So let's go ahead and finish this clip up. We got about 17 seconds left. But yeah, we're going to do a Jupiter the Hybrid deep dive. We got ones in the chat. They want it, so we're going to do that. So let's get back to this. Finish the clip up, and we'll talk about it.
You should probably catch him. You really shouldn't be letting him on this site unless you're just keeping an eye on him, because that's the only productive way things are going to happen out of this. Unless, of course, you do catch him, because Nova's weird. And maybe, just possibly, we would finally get one of the Predator... What he's planning on...
Yeah. So what do you know about Nova? Just curious.
Nova, I don't know much about other than the weird stuff. Like you just mentioned, I don't like people that freaking go on applications that have a lot of children and do weird things. I don't like people that go on Discord and join like Discord things and try to seek out children. It's not
Yeah,
it gives me the ick. A lot of these locales look like people that need the pumpkin spice freaking dude wipes. That's all I need to say.
Yeah, I can't with the pumpkin spice dude wipes. So it'll be interesting to see really how far they take this. If he actually does go in there to become part of the Predator catchers or whatever. Like I said before, he has a very distinct voice, so anyone will be able to like recognize him out of a lineup or whatever. Jason, what's with a chinchilla in uniform? I have no idea, bro. I don't think it's one of those from like the 1930s and 40s. It didn't look like that, and we're going to leave it at that. But I'm curious to see where this goes with Nova. Now, for the Jupiter the Hybrid deep dive, we're going to talk about a lot of different things with this guy. He's fucking weird. Super weird. One of the things he's most known for is beefing with, I forgot his name. Remember Mama Max? Remember who, with that chick that he was trying to come out with, and she was a part of like the cult with like the vampire guy? Nova Online and that dude were beefing for a while. And it was just interesting to see them just go back and forth. And then, who was that? Linda Benda is a dude who dresses as a woman, fucking ulterior ego, or not ego, ulterior person online. Jupiter fell in love with Linda Benda. And so Linda Benda would do these live streams and calls with Jupiter. And he would go into all this stuff that he would get to do and all this shit. And then the best part about Jupiter is when he got busted one time for the whole underage thing, he said he was high on nicotine and he didn't know what he was saying. High on nicotine. I can't.
Can you get... I'm pretty sure you can't.
No. No. It's not how that works, Beans. Not how that works. All right, guys. No, it's been a slow day. It's been a case of the Mondays today. But that's okay. Because tomorrow we will come back stronger, bigger, and better. We got 8 minutes left in the show. Is the redirect in? I don't even know if the redirect's in.
I can't with you today. I'm gonna have to send you those five-hour energies from Tina.
Yo, I swear. Zero Dead, yes, high on nicotine. Yes, that's what he literally said. And Leslie, yeah. So Kiwi Tapes and Smokey MCC actually did like an interview, whatever, with Jupiter the Hybrid. And the funny part is Smokey MCC actually did only use me Blade's real name. I forgot his like Rizzo or something, like his last name was Rizzo, and it's just hilarious the fact that they were saying that was their name and they were doing that. They're trying to play him up like in the beginning to get him to like say more, and they had a guy named Phoenix Wright, by the way, right, the lawyer from some Nintendo Switch game, and he was supposed to defend him. It's a whole thing, but like I said, guys, we're gonna do a deep dive into Jupiter the Hybrid, or I will, and we'll show that one day on the show. May do that as like a members only stream, just to talk shit about Jupiter the Hybrid. It's just so much, and I really, really want Keeman Boogie to interview that guy, because that would be golden fucking content. Just Boogie to play into it, just the weird shit and the furries and the My Little Pony shit and all. It's just so fucking weird. It's all just so fucking weird. Big Show says A1 is goated. Sorry, Ken. No, it's not. No, it's not. So, we'll go ahead and talk about this traditional Mexican breakfast, because I wanted to kind of close the show out with that. So, remember when we were at Fat Camp, I did the chorizo and eggs? Beans.
Chorizo with eggs?
Remember that? At Fat Camp when I did that?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So I'm gonna Channery's Corner. At least I'm okay, Ken. I mean, yeah, Channery, you're beautiful. Thank you. All right, yeah. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do carne asada, the thin steak. You know what I mean? Crisping it up and all that. I'm gonna do that. Rice beans, obviously. Huevos rancheros. I'm gonna make some of those. No, I'm sorry, not that.
Wait, are those the ones that you have to like take tortillas and like put them into like, you know, you cut them up and then you fry them and then you put them in with the eggs? Because I love that shit.
Yep, I'm making that. But I'm making my own pita chips, like tortilla chips. I'm gonna get corn tortillas, cut them up, and actually fry them. I'm gonna do that. Someone said chorizo is gross. Jason, bro, beef chorizo is so much better than pork. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So much better.
I don't like pork much, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, I felt bad for Scott because Scott was trying to be nice and he bought everybody like the kolaches or whatever they're called. But they're basically like the fancy hot dogs. They have like a hot dog in it and then like a bun wrapped around it. But there's just something about pork that I don't like very much. Whenever I bit into the kolache, like I literally like wanted to gag because it was just so porky. If anybody could be Muslim, it probably would be me, because if I don't have to eat pork for the rest of my life, I'll be a-okay. However, never mind. Let me digress.
I can't. That's funny. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then I was gonna make something else. What do you think I should make?
What do I think you should make? Well, you're making huevos rancheros. You're making like a very Mexican sort of stuffed peppers, maybe?
For breakfast?
You ever done that before? I had it for breakfast before.
I have to think about that one. I may do like my own salsa, like homemade salsa too, in the blender. I may make that as well. But yeah, like I said, people are arguing about chorizo. Bro, chorizo is fucking beautiful. You got to get, I'll show the one I get, because it is amazing. You make the chorizo, and then you put the eggs in there, put them all together, put cheese on top with the bro. Bar none. Fucking amazing. Oh, man. All right, chat. Well, we got 3 minutes. Beans.
Yes.
What are your expectations for the week?
Expectations?
For the week. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen this week in Localdom?
To be honest, I'm in the mentality that I don't really care.
Really?
I'm so focused on training. Yeah. Yep. For some reason, I've been kind of like falling off of the Lol Cow train. I think that's also because I've been hanging out with people a little bit more, touching grass, hanging out with my mom. Sometimes I get so involved in Lol Cow stuff that like I barely become human. Now I'm just getting into, training, being with people, trying to hang out with my mom a little bit more, because last week she came up to me and she's like, I barely get to spend time with you. I don't see you anymore because I'm just in the Discord or like talking to people so much. And I'm like, that broke my heart. So I want to spend some more time with my mom. My mom is my number one, and I don't know how much time I have left with her, so I'd rather spend every moment that I can. Facts. No matter if people want to freaking talk shit about me because I live with my mom, but me and my mom are like this. You can go this, if anything.
Hey. By the way, Crazy Voidy, I was in the Army for 11 years. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. I love my mom too. Like I said, I'd go over there every Friday and hang out with her. You know what I mean? That's always important. But like I said, sorry guys, today's show was kind of slower. But we're gonna get the week started right. Tomorrow's gonna be beautiful, and we'll definitely make it happen. But we're gonna send you over now to Gaming Lawcow to see what Dark Twiggy has cooked up for them.
Oh, I forgot that's the thing now.
Hell yeah! So see y'all on the flip side, and yeah,